In this video, I'm going over how burning calories actually works and why you shouldn't think that if you have a 400 calorie brownie, just to burn it off, you need to do an hour on the Stairmaster, okay? If you're trying to be in a deficit and you have a 2,000 calorie diet and you think that you need to look at your Apple Watch and be like, oh, I have to burn 2,100 calories today, that is not how fat loss works, okay? And you will actually go backwards if you think of it. Also, something to note, the part of the day where you are trying to burn the most amount of calories, you are actually having the least effect on how many calories you burn throughout the day. Now, the bottom line is that you just cannot outwork a bad diet. I'm going to get into that. Okay, so we're going over something called your total daily energy expenditure, your TDEE. Okay, so most of the calories you burn throughout the day are done through your BMR, aka your basal metabolic rate. It's a sciencey way of saying the amount of calories that you burn at rest. Let's just say I have a BMR of 2,000 calories. If I were to stay in bed all day, I'd burn 2,000 calories automatically, like that. The next biggest category of how you burn calories is through your NEAT, roughly 15%. All these are rough averages. Sometimes your BMR is 60%, sometimes it's 70, okay? Sometimes it's 15, sometimes it's 13. But that is your non-exercise activity thermogenesis. So this is basically walking, doing basic stuff that you just do, me moving my hands around, let's just say that burned a calorie. That is 15% of your total calories burned throughout the day. Moving into your TEF, aka your thermic effect of food, this measures the calories we burn just by digesting the food. Why? Because calories have a direct heat correlation, okay? 1 calorie is equivalent to 1 Kelvin heat unit, okay? Next, the smallest category, remember what I said in the beginning, is your exercise activity thermogenesis. This is when you're actually trying to burn calories. So I think it's funny how a lot of people think that, oh, if I have this, I have to go run for an hour to burn it off. When it's actually the least impactful way that you will be burning off that food in your whole day over the course of your whole life, okay? Now, there are some exceptions. If you're an athlete, your energy activity thermogenesis, let's just say you're practicing or going to the gym or working out twice a day, you're Michael Phelps, this is going to be dramatically higher, okay? And it might even rival the thermic effect of food. So maybe your EAT is 15% and your thermic effect of food is 5% or something like that. Here's another situation. If you're fasting, let's just say you're doing Ramadan or just something, okay? The thermic effect of food and the calories you burn that way is going to be dramatically less, obviously, because you're eating less food. Very self-explanatory, okay? Now, I always like to use, whenever I started my journey and how to calculate the correct amount of calories that I should eat, this system that I'm about to show you is a lot more accurate when you're at the beginning stages of your journey. And I'm going to tell you why in a second. However, I want to tell you about this website. There's no website specifically that I use. I just thought this one was good. This is just called TDEEmacros.com or something like that. And you just type in your stats just like this. I put in mine right here. And I said, what if my weight goal is to just maintain? And then I hit calculate and choose. And this is what it gave me. Okay, so it said that I would need a 3,035 calorie diet a day just to maintain my weight and just with this moderate activity level, okay? Now, it also said that my body mass index was overweight. Yes, me. It said I was overweight. Maybe I am. According to the body mass index, I am overweight, and I'm going to tell you why. Okay, so understanding the BMI, your body mass index is a value calculated from a person's weight and height to determine if the person is underweight, normal, overweight, or obese. Okay, it can be useful as a rule of thumb measurement. However, you should not necessarily take this number too seriously. Why? Let's get into that. It is a flawed measurement only in the sense that it does not account for the different body compositions of different individuals. Obviously, me typing in my stats on a computer doesn't tell it how much muscle mass I have. For example, those with high levels of muscle mass and low to moderate levels of body fat, similar to like myself, if you can see your abs and you have muscle mass, it might be deemed overweight, and that's why I got deemed overweight by the BMI criteria. Why? Because when you plug these numbers in, it goes into a formula that is calculated through different studies that they came up with to calculate it. And that's why even though a good level of muscle mass is considered healthy, okay? So that is how you calculate your BMI and your BMR. And if I was just starting out on my journey, I would highly suggest calculating it just like this, just to figure out where you're at. And it is a lot more accurate when you're at the beginning of your journey, not like me where it's saying I'm overweight, okay? So that is how you burn calories throughout the day. So just because you have that brownie does not mean you have to go and work your ass off for an hour. It's just not how it works. And it's a poor way of looking at it if you're playing the long game with your health and fitness. Okay? If you like this video, please subscribe. And I highly suggest going to watch another video of mine that might pop up on the screen right here. Or I highly suggest how to build the V-taper in weeks just using a couple different methods. Okay, thanks for watching. I'll talk to you soon.